Yep, as I said, I'm back. So, pretty sure you're looking at this thinking, okay, so what the hell is this bitch on about this time? Well, this is something I think I've been meaning to talk to you about for, well, over 2 years. So, it's long overdue. And it's about my art. So I'm sure you've seen my profile picture. It's super old and I need to change it at some point. I need to make a proper icon for myself. I really do. Is it obvious I'm a horrible procrastinator? Let's just get to the meat of this video, shall we? Let's not dilly-dally. If my advent calendar is correct, then today I already had the chocolate. Excuse me. That's the chocolate I had this morning. And it is the 15th. So it's the 15th of December. And my commissions will be closing in a couple of days. Yes, I am doing commissions. So let's just talk about that for a quick second. I'll probably make a video for people who wish to like commission me. I might do that. It'll probably be like a unlisted or private video just so that they can actually see it and maybe get an idea of some of the other stuff I do. But yes, I do it. At the current moment, the price range is 20 to 30. Please note that's of December 2019. So essentially the bang on end of 2019, and this could change over time. If you would like to keep up with price changes in regards to commissions, then there's a couple places where I do post updates in regards to this. And without further ado, let's talk about social media. So one of the main things I do is when I'm drawing something, sometimes I'll include a sneak peek on my Instagram stories. I will put text to sort of watermark it over the picture, and there might be some accompanying music because who likes listening to silence? Certainly not me. But it is a sneak peek. I do post my art on any social media I'm on, and it will depend on certain categories for one particular type, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's just go through the short list. And please note that the links for all of these will be in the description. They will be there. Do not worry. You will be able to look at all of them, and the joys of Windows Movie Maker, I can't edit it on the screen like some big fancy YouTuber, cause I'm an artist, they a YouTuber. I don't have that Vegas Pro, though that would be quite cool. Would probably make demonstrating examples so much better. Honestly, it would. But what can you do? So let's start with the big one, the one that is basically dying, Facebook. So I will post full finished pictures on Facebook. And there's a couple exceptions, but we'll get to that in a quick second. So of course I should move on to the one that's also associated with Facebook but much more popular, Instagram. So again, basically finished pictures will be on there, but because of the crop system that Instagram has, it won't be the full picture, and in some cases there's a reason it's not the full picture. Sometimes I will manually crop out most of the art. I'll explain why in a wee second. And of course I mentioned the Instagram stories where you can see how it's doing, little sneak peeks, but if you wanted the full picture, I'll get to that in a quick second. And then of course, Twitter. Tweet. So on Twitter I will post the full picture. Again, that depends. Sometimes I'll use the same picture that was saved off of Instagram to upload to there, and there's a specific reason. I'm also in a couple aminos. So I'm in the Sonic the Hedgehog amino, I'm in the Furry amino, so you'll sometimes find me there. I'm also part of the Pagans and the Witches amino. I'll make a whole other video about that, I promise. I'll make a whole other video. Might be a Q&A, I don't know, but I promise I'll discuss that one day. So sometimes you'll find my art on there, mainly the Sonic and furry aminos I'm the most active on, if it's not the Pagan and Witches. And even then, the Pagan and Witches isn't always art, sometimes it is. It really depends on the subject. But if you're looking for specific art, say about Fenrir, then who knows? I might do something like that. In fact, I have, as of the current moment. But that's available on the next thing I'm going to talk about, my fur affinity. I know everyone's probably out there going, why don't you just use DeviantArt? That's the one everyone knows about. There's a reason why. Too much drama, and I'm just sort of done with that site. It's associated with a very, very dark time in my life, and I would rather just move on. I would rather I would like to forget that all happened, and I would like to be in the present right now. I'm done with being in the past. So I've got Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm not going to kick myself with it forever. So there is that. So yes, I have a fur affinity. Make a fuss if you so like. I really don't give two fucks. Now, the mention of if I post a cropped image. Now, a cropped image will usually be of the watermark area of the picture, sometimes not. But if it is cropped and it's just the face, usually, and not the actual full art itself, or if it's this one section that maybe is very dark or doesn't have very much going on in it, just assume it's not for kids. I'm being 100% deadly serious. So, I will not beat around the bush. I do some levels of adult content. And I don't mean adult as in NSFW. There's a whole other can of worms that someone else can open. I don't really wish to open it. That's not what I meant. I mean horror. You know, stabby, 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 stab. That kind of thing. So just assume there's blood involved, there's guts involved, there's something that kiddies shouldn't be seeing. And it's one of those interesting things where I do have some content that's not specifically for kids, but kids can view it. I really don't mind, because, you know, it's not going to harm them. And then I have the other end of the spectrum where it's like what are you doing here? So it's one or the other, isn't it? So if you're seeing a cropped version of an art that I posted, please, 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 please just assume that you need to be over 18 to see it. Just assume that. And no, if you are underage and contact me on any of these social media sites, if I don't know how old you are, I'm not sending you the art. In fact, I'm not sending you any art that I post or create at all. End of story. End of story. Capiche? The only time that would happen is if I've made something for you, say a commission, or you're running a Zine and I've partaken in the Zine. That's it. That's the only other time I will be sending you my art. Otherwise, I won't. More so for your safety than anything else. And of course, that brings to the other big question. I'm sure people are probably wondering, since we're talking about adult art in itself. NSFW. Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's my unfiltered, undoctored thoughts. Not really for me. If someone is comfortable doing that sort of thing, then all the more power to them. Go with your... I really don't know what to call it. So, go with your art. More power to you. But I'm not comfortable with that. So, I mean, being asexual, it's not that surprising. I'm quite repulsed by the whole sex thing. I mean, there's a whole can of worms of thoughts that I have regarding it, and it's not being discussed here. That's for certain. Not being discussed here, but not something I'll ever really partake in. Unless there is a very specific and good reason for it to be there. And that's because I artistically think that, nudity doesn't essentially mean boom, sex. The same way, there's thousands of pictures, especially from the Renaissance days, of people having sex, and yet in this day and age, nobody's repulsed by it. Kids happily walk past it without a fuss. And it all depends on context. And, if I see a strong and good reason to use it at all, either to like further a point or tell a story or something like that, it can happen. Just don't get your hopes up. Because I'm more the horror person, not really that. Though I do happily admit that I really enjoyed watching that one kid get killed in Freddy vs. Jason. You know the one. I bet there's tons of kids, unless their parents have let them watch that have no idea what I'm talking about. Good! What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. Go somewhere else. But, yes. And also, speaking of which, the whole preview thing, I am currently in the works of setting up a coffee. Now, I did at some point have a Patreon, but my PC that's like from the 1990s, it's that bloody old, doesn't want Patreon to work on it. So, coffee's about the only thing I can use. Hooray! But what you gonna do? And also, another quick thing, if you're in the local, I'll say that, Glasgow area, there is a chance you might catch my art being physically sold. Now, I don't know much about that at the moment, but let's just say the ball is going to be looked at and probably rolling sometime in the future. That's the goal for the end of the 2020s, is to hopefully have a routine of being able to go to like markets and convention spaces and sell out my art. Well, not sell out, but you get what I mean. I didn't mean it like that. Welcome to the English language in my confused head. Oh boy, this isn't the first time. I literally had something like this happen last night because I got confused. Boy! But yes. And I'm sure everyone's thinking like, oh, is there going to be art videos? On my 1990s computer that can barely run Sigh as it is? Not a chance. Unless there's like some sort of system where I can have a camera staring directly at the PC, but not in a way that's going to stop me from actually being able to draw. Speed paints are unlikely. And also I need a fuck ton of memory cards, and I'm not sure I've got that money at the moment. So there is the possibility of that in the future, but we'll need to wait and see on that front. So, and another thing I'm sure people would have likely seen in earlier videos, I'm not sure whether to just start the whole thing over from scratch or not, but I did in the past with Redbubble. It's still open. I'm not sure if I should just restart the whole thing. What do you guys think? Do you think I should restart that? Make some designs for t-shirts and whatever? What do you guys think? Honestly, I'm open to ideas. Not like that, I did have some fun making designs that can be worn on t-shirts, so might be a fun endeavor. But you never know. And of course, the commissions. The best place to find out about commissions that I do will of course be from my fur affinity and mainly my Twitter. There might be some info in Coffee on the future, but for now, not on Coffee. But hopefully, if updates are made in the future, I'll likely make a blog post on my fur affinity. So try and keep an eye on the description in the future. There might be changes, you never know. Or even in general, just go to my fur affinity, just check the journals, see if there's been any updates. If it says the word update and it has words in regards to like commissions or coffee or something like that, you should probably give it a wee read, see what's going on. So, yeah. Can't really think of anything else to do with art. If I think of anything else in the future, I will likely make an update to this particular video. But, yeah. That's my art. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's essentially what I want my job to be. And there's a lot of personal reasons why, but let's just make it super blunt and clear. No beating around the bush. I physically cannot do half the jobs that actually exist. And it sucks. I would love to get like stable income nearly every 2 weeks or so, but nah, my mentality and my body are just like, screw that. But that's life. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But it can be a wee bit of a pain in the ass. Give me a wee bit of a pain. But that's why I am wanting to focus on my art, because I love drawing art. I love creating art. And I would really like to be able to, you know, support myself and be able to do things like this without having to worry about, am I going to be able to feed myself? Am I going to be able to pay the electricity bills? But here's what I'm going to say. You do not need to support me straight up financially. I don't mind. If you enjoy my art, that's cool. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Like I get it. Not everyone has the money for this sort of thing, and I completely get it. Sometimes you need to prioritize eating, and I completely understand. Do not worry about it. I'm not gonna hold it against you. I'm not that kind of dickhead. Point is, I'm not that kind of person. So don't worry about it. I get it completely. If I was in your shoes, I'd have probably done the same. So at the end of my videos in the future, if artwork was finished in a particular week, then I might include it in videos. And who knows, maybe the start of next year I'll go ahead and take a look at some of the artwork, some of my favorite artwork. And what I'm going to do is probably just going to go off of what's been posted on Fur Affinity, because I've got way too much on that damn PC. But tell me, would you be interested in my sort of yearly review on artwork that I'm quite proud of? And maybe I can talk about the sort of behind the scenes of it. I think that would be quite cool. What do you guys think? So this was just a small wee update, a sort of, you know, summarization of art and how you can sort of find out more about my art, where to find my art, and some other little details. But tell me, what would you like to see in the future in regards to my art? Is there anything you would particularly like to see me draw? I can't say I will, but I'll take into consideration. And you might strike gold where something aligns perfectly. Who knows, maybe someone will go, I'd like you to draw Steven Universe. What have I got news for you? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to this little update. I'm not sure when I'll next be able to post. I might take a break once Christmas kicks in. But I promise at the very least I'll be back at some point during the new year. That I can promise. Got him! Oh god, I'm trash. Right. Anyway, I should probably get going before I lose my goddamn head. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!